Alma Surfside. I have an Etsy shop where I feature handmade beach and surf-inspired jewelry. And I also have an Instagram account, which is Alma Surfside 7. So I'll include links to both of those down below, and you can check out my work. And other than that, I've been doing a lot of beading tutorials on YouTube. And I have another project that I wanted to share with you guys today. And it's a cylinder style necklace made out of bugle beads and seed beads. And you only really need 3 different types of beads for this entire necklace. So it's great, it's very affordable to pull it off. And I'm just going to rotate the necklace so that you can see how the cylinders roll. Okay, so it's they go all the way around. I've included 4 bugle beads in each unit. And so we'll be going over that today. In terms of materials, what you'll need for this project is fire line, and I always use 6 pound or 0.006. You'll also need some seed beads, and for this project I decided to use 11/0 in clear, and these are by Toho. Okay. The second set of beads that I have here are bugle beads, and I've decided to use number 2 bugles in crystal silver lined. Okay, so number 2s are roughly 5 millimeters. So I've gone ahead and measured them in case you're using, you know, another system. I know that Miyuki uses measurement rather than, you know, the numbered system. So anyways, these are number 2 bugles. And then the third type of bead on my mat there is the number 3 bugle. And these ones happen to be dyed pink silver lined. And the number 3s are 7 millimeters. Okay, so there's 2 different sizes there that I've decided to go with. And what you'll need, of course, in terms of tools are a beading needle, and you'll need a pair of scissors to cut your thread, and you'll need flat nose pliers just for the jump rings and the lobster claw, the closure basically. Okay, so those are my 2 jump rings that I'm going to use at the very end. And then the lobster claw. This is a stainless steel lobster claw. Okay. For the closure, all we're going to do for this necklace is a circle. Okay, so we'll go over that at the very end of the tutorial. I thought it would be best if we went over the first 4 sections of the necklace. So I'll go through, you know, this one, the second one, third, and fourth, and then you'll notice that it just continues in the same way. So I think it'll be enough if we just go over the first part of the necklace, and then you carry on your own. And then when you've finished your piece, you can come back and look at the closure. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I've cut my thread to an arm's length, and I've attached my beading needle. And we're going to work on the first unit here. So I'm going to pick up a number 2 bugle. I'm going to pick up an 11, number 2, and another 11. So that's what you should have on your needle. Bugle, 11/0 seed bead, bugle, 11/0 seed bead. Okay, and again, I'm using number 2, the smaller of the bugle beads, just for the first unit, and then we're going to alternate as we go. Okay, leave yourself about 6 to 10 inch tail just so that you have enough thread to work with when you go to finish your piece. And then I want you to insert your needle into the very last bugle bead. Okay, the one that's at the bottom of your thread. Okay, so that's the shape that you have. And what I want you to do is go through the shape again with your needle. So go through all of the beads. And then I want want you to go through the clear 11-0. Okay. So that's the shape that you should have. Your working needle should be coming out of the right-hand side of your clear seed bead. And then you can go ahead and pick up another number 2 bugle right here. And okay, so my thread's coming out of the top right, and I'm going to insert my needle into the bottom right. Okay, so the same side, just at the bottom. See how I'm doing that? I'm going right across. And I'm going to pull tight. Flip my shape. Now I'm coming out of the right-hand side at the top. I'm going to put my needle into the bugle, go back down, pull on my thread, and I need to insert my needle into the bottom right there. So what I've done is I've basically made sure that this part here is attached to the clear seed bead. Let's see if I can get that into focus. So this part here, you'll notice that the thread's coming out of the left and the right, and it's securely attached to the bead at the top. And same thing on this side. Okay. So I'm going to flip my shape. Let's see, let's do it this way. So my thread is coming out of the bottom right now. I'm going to pick up one more bugle in number 2. And then I'm going to go through the right-hand side of the bead up there at the top. Right there. Pull on my thread and flip my shape. Again, I'm coming out of the right, this time at the bottom. And I'm going to go back up the bugle. Okay, and then I'm going to insert my needle into the right of the seed bead. Okay, so that's the first shape complete. Okay, it's got 4 bugle beads that are wrapping around the 2 seed beads on each side of the shape. Okay, and you're going to want to pull tight on your thread, both threads actually, just to make sure there's no sagginess. Okay, and then we can start working on a connector. So to do the connector, I'm going to pick up a total of 3 clear seed beads. And I'm going to go through the opposite side of the bead sitting there at the top. Okay, go up through the bead on the right and then the bead in the center. Okay, so that's your connector there, and then you're ready to start a new cylinder. But this time I want you to work with the number 3 bugles. So we're going to pick up one number 3, a clear seed bead, and another of the number 3s. Okay. Go through the opposite side of the seed bead that's there at the top. Pull on your thread. Okay, so that's the shape that you should have. And I want you to go through all of the beads that you've just added on just to make it a little more secure. Okay, So now my thread is coming out of the right hand side of this second unit, okay, through the seed bead at the bottom. And I'm going to pick up a number 3 bugle. And I'm going to go through the right hand side of the bead at the top, right there. Okay, go down the bugle that I just added. And I'm going to go through the right hand side of the seed bead. Okay, so that's now secure. You can see that it's holding on to the bead sitting up here at the top. Okay, and it's also sitting there at the bottom. Okay, it's in there securely. So then I'm ready to rotate my piece. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's hold it this way so that my thread is coming out of the top right hand side as I'm looking at it. I'm going to pick up another number 3. And you guessed it, we're going to go through the right hand side of the bead sitting there at the bottom. Okay, rotate your piece, go through the bugle that you just added, and then I'm going to go through the right hand side of the bead at the bottom. Right there. Okay, so our piece is coming along. We've done 2 full units. And then I'm going to take my needle and go through the bugle sitting on the outside of my cylinder. And then I'm going to get my needle back through the seed bead sitting there at the top. Okay, so we're halfway done for the first part of the tutorial. Again, we're going to do another connector. So pick up a total of 3 clear seed beads. And you're going to go through the opposite side of the bead that you're coming out of. Okay, go up through the clear bead on the right, and then get your needle through the middle bead. Okay, so now we're ready to work with the number 2 bugles. So to do that, I'm going to pick up 1 number 2, I'm going to pick up a clear seed bead, and another number 2. Go through the opposite side of the bead here, sitting at the top, and pull on your thread. So that's the shape that you should have. I want you to go through all of those beads one more time just to make it stronger. And then you can even go through the seed bead at the bottom of the shape there. Okay, so I've rotated my piece so that I have my 2 units at the top, and then I'm looking at the one that we're working on right now. And you'll notice that my thread is coming out of the right hand side. I'm going to pick up a number 2 bugle. And I'm going to go through the right hand side there at the bottom. Okay, rotate my piece. I'm now coming out of the right hand side of this bead here at the top. I need to go through the bugle, and then go through the clear seed bead there at the bottom. Okay, again, going from right to left. Okay, flip my piece. I'm now looking at the back here. I'm going to pick up another number 2 bugle, and I'm going to insert my needle up here on the right hand side of the seed bead sitting at the top. Go back down the bugle I just added on. And then I'm going to insert my needle right here through that bead. Okay, and that completes my 3rd unit. And then I need to climb back up to the top, so I'm going to go through the bugle sitting on the outside of my cylinder and through the seed bead that's sitting at the very top. Okay, so I'm coming out of the bead there at the top on the right. Okay, and to start the next unit, we're going to be working with the number 2 bugle. So I'm going to pick up a number 2, a clear bead, and another one, number 2. And I want you to go through the opposite side of the bead sitting there at the top. Okay, reinforce this by going through all of the beads that you just added on. Okay, it's just going to help strengthen your shape. Okay, there we go. So I'm now exiting the seed bead at the bottom of that unit on the right hand side, and I'm going to pick up another number 2 bugle, and I'm going to go through the right hand side of the seed bead sitting there at the top. Pull tight on your thread, flip your shape, go back up the bugle that you just added on, and then you're going to go through the right hand side of the seed bead there at the base. Okay, so that side is complete. Then I can rotate my shape. Okay, so I'm exiting the seed bead there on the right hand side of my shape. I'm going to pick up another number 2 bugle, and I'm going to go through the right hand side on the opposite side of my shape, right there, and pull on my needle. Okay, go down the bugle. Okay, now I'm going to go through the right hand side of the seed bead sitting there at the bottom. Okay, now I'm ready to climb up to the top of my shape by going through the bugle on the outside. And then I need to insert my needle into the seed bead sitting there at the top. Okay, so our necklace is coming along. We've finished 3 out of the 4 units that we're going to go over in today's tutorial. So we're ready for another connector. I'm coming out of the right hand side there at the top, and I'm going to pick up 3 more clear seed beads. Okay, I'm going to go through the opposite side, and then go through one of the beads on the side, and then the bead sitting there at the top. Okay. Now I'm ready to pick up my number 3 bugles. So pick up one of those. I'm going to pick up a clear and another number 3. Go through the opposite side. And then go up through the beads that you just added on, just to reinforce everything. Okay, there we go. Now I'm ready to pick up another number 3. Again, I'm exiting on the right hand side of my unit, so I'm going to insert my needle into the right hand side at the top. Go back down the bugle that you just added on. And then go through the opposite side. Okay, so from left to right at the bottom. Okay. Then I'm going to flip my shape. Okay, so that this part is at the top and I'm still dealing with my thread coming out of the right. I'm going to pick up another number 3 bugle and I'm going to go through the right hand side of the bead sitting there at the bottom. Go back down the bugle and then you're going to go through the right side of that bead, the seed bead. Okay. Then I need to climb back up to the top in order to get my needle through the clear seed bead. Okay, just like that. And then I'm ready for another connector. Okay, so that's what your piece should look like. And you're just going to repeat the same technique over and over again until you reach the end of your bracelet or necklace or earrings, whatever you plan on working on. So then, now that I've finished the necklace to the length that I'm happy with, I'm going to do a closure by picking up a total of 5 11/0 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's what you should have on your needle. And then you're going to go through the opposite side of the bead that you're exiting. Okay, and then to reinforce it, you can just go through all of those beads that you added on. Okay, and that's the closure. You can go back down your bugle and you could insert a knot right here. Okay, and then you could do another knot or you could just cut it off there. I think in my case I'm just going to cut it off. I always find that, one good knot usually is enough to hold the whole piece together. Okay, get rid of the thread and the needle. You're going to pick up your flat nose pliers and one of your jump rings. You're going to open it up, insert it into the loop, close it up, I already did a loop on the other side, so all I have to do on this side is pick up another jump ring, open it up, and put it through the loop, and then close. Okay. So that's how you're going to finish your piece, is by using this clasp here. Okay, and that's my final necklace. Okay, so I think it's very contemporary, very clean. I love the linear design. I think it's very simple but effective, and I'm looking forward to wearing this one all summer long. I love the pastel pink and the clean silver. I think it's a very easy piece to wear with almost any outfit. So thank you so much for watching the tutorial. I hope that it was useful to you, and I hope that you can do, you know, maybe a set of earrings, bracelet, and necklace using the same design. Yeah, I hope that you'll take a minute to subscribe and like and comment. I always enjoy reading your comments, and it helps grow the channel. So please join me next time in my next tutorial. I look forward to sharing even more designs with you. Okay, take care. Bye for now.